It's time.
Wait, this isn't what eating the frog means? Okay, so what the hell do I actually mean by eat the frog? Well, if you're already into productivity books and videos and all that stuff, then you probably have an idea. But if you aren't and this is the first time you're ever hearing this, allow me to explain. The eat the frog metaphor is made popular by Brian Tracy, and in a nutshell, it means you should tackle the most unpleasant or hardest task as soon as you possibly can, first thing in the morning. So my intro was almost accurate. So let me give you an example from my personal life to help kind of illustrate this and how I applied it in my life. Before, about a year ago, when I wasn't as consistent with the YouTube, I would try and do all of my YouTube work later in the afternoon after I'm done work, when I'm already tired and exhausted and I've done a bunch of things. And obviously this wasn't sustainable, and that's why I made like one video a month. So I thought, what if I just schedule a half an hour block to do any creative work almost first thing in the morning? Now, for me, it's not actually first thing when I roll out of bed, but it's after I do a couple of things, and usually within the first hour of waking, I better be working on it. And well, the rest was history. Now I make multiple videos a month and I'm happy with it. I even did a test. So I started scripting this video that you're watching right now, first thing in the morning, and I told myself, okay, I'll do half of it right now when it's like 8:30 in the morning, and then I'll finish the rest of the script in the evening after work. Guess what? I did not touch that damn thing after work. I was too lazy, too tired, I wasn't feeling up to it. But then when I do it first thing in the morning, it's like weirdly easy. Like the resistance I feel first thing in the morning when I try to do this versus later in the evening, it's not even comparable. Like it's night and day. It's just, if you haven't tried this for yourself, I highly recommend that you give it a try and try doing something that you usually put off to the evening and try doing it first thing in the morning. You'll be surprised how much easier it actually feels. Okay, so now we know what this means and how powerful it actually is. How do we apply it in our everyday life so we can do more and be more productive? Well, let's start with what your frog tasks even are. You probably already know what you need to do, and it's usually something that you've been pushing off for a long time. That is your frog task. It's the task that you say, oh, I'm kind of lazy today, I'll just do it tomorrow. And it's that same task that you keep putting off, and you know that if you did it, you would feel really good, but you just keep putting it off and you know it's important, but why do you keep it? That's your frog task. So if you're a student, it might be studying for the test, or it might be finishing that assignment, or maybe if you're a creative professional, maybe just hitting record or scripting something, like just doing anything, something that has a lot of resistance to start and typically gets really easy as you start it. It's any work that you just need to sit down and do, and that's going to be your frog task. Now, with that said, I do want to emphasize the importance of breaking down that task into something small and manageable. And usually I want to be able to break this down into something that I can do within 15 minutes, or half an hour is pretty good too. But if you're a beginner, try and break this down into something that you can do in 10 or 15 minutes. For me, if I'm scripting, this will be scripting out the skeleton and the bullet points. This can take me like 10 minutes. But then if I'm editing, maybe it just means cutting up the intro and adding some music, and just these are things that can be done in a short amount of time. And those are the things that you know are going to be a pain in the ass, so you should just break it down into smaller chunks and just get it done first thing in the morning. Either way, it's up to you what task you want to do and how you're going to break up that task, but just don't try and do like 4 hours of work first thing in the morning. And yes, you are more capable in the morning, and that's true, but you don't want to just rush head first and try and do everything all at once, because it's not going to feel good. You're going to feel burnt out real fast, and it's much better to pace yourself and build your way up, especially if you're a beginner to this stuff. You don't want to get discouraged this early. That's like the last thing that you want. And I mean, yeah, some work is still better than none, but you also got to be realistic with your goals and what you want to accomplish in that short amount of time where you're productive in the morning. Okay, so to conclude, you got to eat that frog first thing in the morning, or you're just not going to eat it at all. You would be surprised how much more willpower you actually have in the morning, because willpower is a finite resource that slowly goes down throughout the day every time you make any decision at all, whether it's brushing your teeth or picking out your clothes to wear for the day, and this resource can only be replenished when you go to bed at night. And that's why it feels so easy to do hard things first thing in the morning. And a bonus side effect of this is when you do the hardest thing in the morning, it pretty much frees the rest of your day to do whatever you want, and it also gives you that sense of completion and satisfaction because you did the hard thing first thing, and it almost sets your day in motion to just be a good day. Don't sleep on this, bro. Give it a try. Okay, fellas, let me know if you're gonna try this or if you've been trying this in the comments down below, and make sure to drop a like and a sub while you're down there, and remember to eat that damn frog.